most of the fans of the basketball player are fans of the sport of basketball. But yeah, if you guys thought that people weren't going to care, 1.7 million views.
The latest training video from Caitlin Clark with the Indiana Fever has completely taken over social media, racking up nearly 2 million views in just 24 hours and instantly going mega viral. And right on cue, in what many are calling a predictable and even hilarious twist, Angel Reese's PR team released her own workout clip shortly after, sparking non-stop comparisons online. Fans are already breaking down the stats, the intensity, and the reactions, with many saying Clark's video feels like pure gold while Reese's attempt comes off as a forced effort to keep up. The buzz isn't just about flashy drills or highlight moments. Clark's clip is being praised as a focused display of discipline and self-improvement, the kind of training that fuels real growth. Whether it's fair or not, the side-by-side timing has people talking about rivalry, competition, and the pressure of staying relevant in the spotlight, and the internet clearly can't get enough. The video highlights 3 key areas that Caitlin Clark is sharpening heading into the season: tighter ball handling, a stronger mid-range game, and finishing through contact. Despite her elite playmaking, she led the league in turnovers last year, largely because she faces relentless double and triple teams and attempts high-level passes others simply can't see, though that improved after the Olympic break. Now she's clearly focused on controlling the ball under intense pressure. The clip also shows her working on a consistent floater and pull-up jumper, addressing the one real gap in her scoring arsenal since defenders often force her into mid-range shots, even though she already dominates from deep and shot an impressive 62% at the rim. Finally, there's an obvious emphasis on strength and absorbing contact, preparing her for the physical grind of attacking the paint night after night.
You guys saw this workout. This workout has gotten a lot of people excited for Caitlin Clark because she is like directly working on her weaknesses, which I think is a good look. Honestly, I think that's a really, really good look for her because, again, when we're seeing somebody working on their weaknesses and not the glamorous weaknesses.
The message in this training clip is clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just working out; she's confronting her weaknesses head-on. This isn't about maintaining her level. It's about evolving beyond it, and that should worry the rest of the league. Imagine a version of Clark who handles double teams even more efficiently, adds a reliable mid-range package to complement her deep three-point range, and consistently finishes through heavy contact. Pair that with her limitless shooting distance and elite court vision, the kind that produces quarterback-level pinpoint passes, and you're looking at a player expanding an already historic skill set. As Michael Jordan once famously said, "The ceiling is the roof," and with Clark's vision and range, it genuinely feels like there is no ceiling. She already shattered rookie assist records, led the league in three-pointers, and ranked among the top scorers, but this off-season focus signals something bigger. This isn't casual improvement, it's a statement of intent. If this development translates to games, an MVP-level season won't just be hype, it'll feel inevitable.
Back in her natural habitat, back in the lab, playing basketball, and it's got to be a scary sight for the rest of the WNBA if she gets even better, because it's not as if she wasn't absolutely phenomenally elite as a rookie and arguably the best player in the league after the Olympic break.
Here's the thing,
But the story doesn't stop there. While Caitlin Clark is drawing praise for her focused off-season grind, another headline quickly followed in the WNBA conversation. After Clark's training clip exploded online, many fans noticed that Angel Reese's team released a workout video of their own soon after. The timing alone sparked debate across social media, with critics framing it as reactive rather than strategic. Supporters, of course, argue that players train year-round and that sharing footage is simply part of modern branding. Still, the back-to-back rollout fueled comparisons, and in today's hyper-online sports culture, perception can be just as powerful as performance. Whether coincidence or calculated response, the move added another layer to an already intense rivalry narrative that keeps the league buzzing.
So you're starting from a very high place, but as Michael Jordan once famously said, right, the ceiling is the roof. And there really is no ceiling on Caitlin Clark's game because of her vision I think that the thing that stands out the most to me is her court vision. And when you're able to shoot from deep, the way she's able to shoot from deep.
Let's break this down. In the clip, Angel Reese is shown handling the ball and putting up shots. On the surface, that sounds solid. But online critics argue the presentation feels more like a reaction than a revelation, especially coming so soon after Caitlin Clark's viral workout with the Indiana Fever. The view count comparisons fueled that narrative. Clark's video surged to around 2 million views in a day, while Reese's gained a fraction of that traction early on, intensifying social media debates about reach and engagement. Some fans also questioned why the Chicago Sky weren't more visibly involved in promoting Reese's off-season development, since teams typically spotlight their core players' growth. Statistically, Reese's efficiency around the rim and overall field goal percentage last season became part of the discussion too, with critics suggesting her off-season focus should heavily emphasize touch and finishing consistency. Supporters counter that workout clips rarely tell the full story of a player's development. Either way, the side-by-side comparisons have amplified scrutiny, turning simple training footage into a full-blown conversation about performance, perception, and progress.
There is really nothing you can do as a defense but hope the ball doesn't go in the basket. That's the level of greatness that Caitlin Clark can get to, where the defense's only hope is that she misses.
Critics argue that instead of zeroing in on efficiency and finishing consistency, the workout footage from Angel Reese feels more like a polished highlight reel than a deep dive into skill refinement. To them, it comes across as flash over substance, more about optics than measurable development. That perception has only grown louder when contrasted with the narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark, whose off-season clips are being framed as targeted evolution. At the same time, Reese has remained highly visible off the court, appearing at major events, building her brand, speaking on podcasts, and discussing broader topics like player compensation in the WNBA. There's nothing inherently wrong with expanding your platform. Modern athletes are brands as much as competitors, but in a league where performance is constantly scrutinized, some fans believe the on-court product has to lead the conversation. Whether fair or not, that contrast between branding and box scores is what's fueling the debate.
The lack of, proof that she's been in the gym working on her craft, trying to hone her skills after what can only be described as one of the worst shooting seasons anybody's ever seen in the history of basketball.
Speaking of appearances, let's actually break down what these clips are showing, because the details matter, and in today's game, details tell the real story. When you slow the footage down and look beyond the music, the edits, and the camera angles, you start to see what each player is truly emphasizing in their development. That's where the comparisons between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese really take shape, not in captions or comment sections, but in footwork, shot selection, balance, pace, and repetition. And those small things reveal intent. Before we dive deeper, if you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It helps the channel grow and keeps you locked in for more analysis like this. Now, let's get back to the action and unpack what the tape is really telling.
Literally the most inefficient player within 5 foot in all of the WNBA. Any which way you put it, she shot bad from the field. All right, she's 6'3" and she plays under the basket, and she shot 39.1% from the field.
You know those Instagram versus reality posts that make you stop and look twice? That's the vibe some fans are getting from the workout clips circulating online, but the real difference shows up when you focus on substance over style. In Caitlin Clark's video, the emphasis is crystal clear: tight ball handling in confined spaces, navigating pressure, building a reliable mid-range package, and finishing through contact. It's structured, intentional, and aimed directly at areas critics highlighted last season. She's not just getting shots up, she's drilling specific in-game scenarios designed to counter how defenses gar her. Whether it's absorbing contact in the lane or creating separation for pull-ups, the theme is targeted growth. That's what stands out most. It doesn't feel random. It feels like a calculated response to real weaknesses, which is why so many analysts see it as evolution rather than just off-season content.
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Now flip the script to Angel Reese's video. She's out there dribbling and launching three-pointers, but critics argue the focus feels off. While perimeter shooting is flashy, her most pressing need might be refining her inside game, finishing at the rim, improving touch on close-range shots, and dominating physically in the paint. Expanding range isn't inherently bad, especially in today's WNBA, where floor-spacing bigs are valuable, but doing so while core weaknesses persist risks looking like style over substance. The concern is that in trying to one-up Caitlin Clark, Reese may be prioritizing optics over targeted skill growth, leaving her fundamental game underdeveloped despite the flashy highlight reel.
I'm trying to figure out why she's putting so much time in developing an outside shot when she works under the basket, primarily. You get a rebound, or you're going to try to run out there all of a sudden and shoot a three, even though you got perimeter players that are standing around waiting for you to pass them the ball so they can shoot wide open shots. It could potentially be a horrible season for the Chicago Sky.
But here's another detail that's raising eyebrows. Where's Tyler Marsh, Reese's actual head coach, in all of this? In Clark's video, you clearly see Stephanie White guiding her through drills, providing direct oversight and feedback. Reese, on the other hand, is working solely with personal trainers, with Marsh noticeably absent. There's nothing wrong with supplementing training with specialists, but fans and analysts are asking why the team's head coach isn't visibly involved in shaping her off-season regimen, especially when that guidance can make the difference between flashy workouts and measurable on-court improvement.
What did they used to say on SportsCenter? Can't stop them, you can only hope to contain them. That's basically where you already were with Caitlin Clark, but she seems to be working to make sure she really can't even be contained by anyone.
So what do these contrasts really reveal about mindset? Caitlin Clark's video radiates purpose, discipline, and strategic improvement. She's not just maintaining her game, she's evolving it, targeting specific weaknesses, and building a more unstoppable offensive arsenal. Angel Reese's clip, by contrast, comes across as reactive, a quick attempt to match Clark's viral attention rather than a focused plan to refine the areas of her game that need it most. The optics suggest a player prioritizing social media relevance over measurable skill growth. At the end of the day, one athlete is clearly preparing for on-court dominance and potentially an MVP-level season, while the other risks falling behind if the off-season emphasis doesn't shift to the fundamentals that will drive real performance.
As we see with Caitlin Clark, she's got actual men, grown men out there in her face trying to keep her from making shots and this and that and the other. There's not a lot of hands in Angel Reese's face here. And I am confused by the fact that she's trying to become this long-range player, it looks like. This is... she plays under the basket, or we thought she was playing under the basket.
The fan reactions to these videos are revealing. Clark supporters are fired up, eagerly anticipating a breakout season, while Reese's followers seem confused and frustrated, wondering why she isn't addressing her real weaknesses. In the world of WNBA fandom, it's not just about what players do in their workouts, but how fans perceive it, and the court of public opinion is clearly in session. Clark's video showcases her grinding away at specific weaknesses, and fans are loving it, seeing a player committed to improvement rather than resting on her laurels. One fan even called it Caitlin's revenge tour, especially against the Washington Mystics, highlighting the excitement her dedication generates. Reese's video, on the other hand, tells a very different story. Chicago Sky fans aren't just disappointed, they're roasting her. One fan questioned why her PR team was handling the video rather than the Sky organization, hinting at potential issues with TeamDynamics and player commitment. Another fan pointed out a glaring concern. Reese is practicing three-pointers when she should be focusing on her inside game, with some suggesting she should be drilling the mic and drill every day. Overall, the reactions underscore a stark contrast between substance and style, with fans clearly responding to genuine effort over image.
You've got the moves that the Fever can make in the offseason, whether it be free agency or the draft, to bolster the roster.
Here's a wild thought. Is Reese trying to be more like Clark? Some fans certainly seem to think so, with comments like, "Is this an attempt to be more like Caitlin Clark?" popping up across social media. Remember when Reese told Shaq that people love watching Clark because she shoots logo threes? Well, now it looks like she might be trying to get in on that action herself. But here's the thing, fans can spot the difference between hype and hard work from a mile away. They're not just looking at flashy moves or social media presence. They're watching for real, tangible improvement. Right now, Clark's video is screaming future MVP, while Reese's is quietly whispering, "Please don't forget about me."
It just leaves you scratching your head as to what exactly is going on. Is Angel Reese trying to be an influencer, or is she trying to be a basketball player?
Fan expectations are crystal clear. They want substance, dedication, and a laser focus on improvement. They're not here for social media games or PR stunts. They want to see their favorite players putting in the work to become the best versions of themselves on the court. The contrast between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese couldn't be starker. Clark's focused approach is setting her up for long-term WNBA success. She's not just maintaining her game. She's evolving it, addressing weaknesses head-on. Meanwhile, Reese appears more concerned with keeping up appearances than improving her on-court performance. The numbers don't lie. Reese's 44.5% shooting from less than 5 feet is a glaring weakness she's not addressing. Instead of honing her inside game, she's trying to one-up Clark, which is like Dennis Rodman attempting to be Steph Curry. It just doesn't add up. With Clark setting herself up for long-term success and Reese potentially heading in another direction, the 2025 season just got a lot more intriguing. Fans are watching closely, and the showdown is only beginning. The question now, who will have the longer, more impactful WNBA career? Grab your popcorn, comment your pick, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the action. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.
Imagine if your first round draft pick had the season she had, the controversy she had, got injured in a questionable injury, asked out, and then started a podcast gossiping about everything in the league as a rookie. Please.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's head down, just
ready to
go.
Yeah.
You don't hear a peep from her. She cares about you got me wound up, Rico.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
So what